Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. My name is Abigail Hewins.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is a show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite fictional books and how those themes show up in real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we're talking about two of our favorite things, Taylor Swift and books.
But first, if you enjoy the pod, we would humbly ask that you support us in a few simple ways. You can first leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere that will let you give us a review, and just let us know that you love the show.
We'd also love for you to follow us on Instagram at Redirect Podcast. And if you really, really love the show, we would love for you to share it with a friend. Sharing our show with a friend is by far the best way to grow our community of book-loving nerds. And summer is one of the best times for reading. We have so much great content coming this summer. So many good books coming out this summer.
So many good books.
You need to be able to...
Some coming out this very day that you're listening to this. So.
I know. And just summer reading is elite.
Yeah.
And you're going to need someone to talk to about it. Why not us?
Just yell in your car at us. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Speaking of books coming out this week, and aka Emily Henry's Funny Story, it has been a very big week for the girls.
Oh, the biggest.
It has been
the
biggest week for the girls, like so overwhelmingly big.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, was released. And you and I have abstained really from talking about it, besides just sending back and forth some TikToks.
Yes.
Until this moment.
TikToks. Yes. Okay. What do you think? You tell me first.
Okay. Well, all right.
Take me through it.
On Thursday,
yes,
you texted me and you were like, the streets are saying it's about Maddie Healy. And I was like, no, it can't be. It is.
Yes,
it is so much about him. And honestly, once I got past that,
yeah,
like I was like, oh man, this is about Maddie Healy. And then I was like, okay, it's about Maddie Healy. And now I love it.
Yeah, I still, yes, I did not listen to any of the leaks, but I did start to see comments about the leaks and people saying it's a Maddie Healy album, and that scared me. So I did text you for reassurance. And yeah, it is, obviously. But on thinking about it, now I've had a few days to process. And honestly, the Maddie Healy songs, some of them are some of my favorite songs, probably.
Yeah.
And I think, like, we don't really need an explanation of what happened with Joe. It's like everyone gets it. You know, you fell in love. You went through the COVID stuff, the Reputation era stuff. You needed each other. And you were together for a long time. And maybe you wanted to get married. Who knows what exactly happened? But, like, everyone knows that. It's, like, you know that vibe. People who are together forever, they don't ever take any next steps. And then it kind of fizzles out. Like, I think everyone
and
can
also,
that.
In hindsight, Midnights was his breakup album. But like when you've been with someone for 6-7 years and you love them so much and you care about them, like you really don't want to talk on them.
No. So obviously I will say I loved So Long London. That was probably one of my top songs.
That song is so unbelievably devastating.
It's horrible.
When she says, oh my God, when she's like, I loved you for so long, London.
Yeah.
I was just like, I
wrote that down in my little notes. The double meaning of so long, like goodbye, but also so long, like the time.
I died on the altar waiting for proof.
Yes.
Oh my God. Literally,
horrible.
I almost walked into traffic. I mean, it was.
But I do think to circle back to the Maddie Healy of it all, like I do feel like we kind of need an explanation for it, and
you know what,
she gave it to us.
Yes, she did, and we learned a lot. So you wonder, okay, because my first reaction was, come on, like why could this have been so depressing? Yeah, but she's taken us on this journey. I mean, obviously, I still think he's ratty, you know.
Yeah,
but like
disgusting.
Like the original spark of him happened 14 years ago.
Yeah.
You've been through all of this. You get out of this really long-term relationship where you thought you were going to get married. You thought you were going to have kids. And then you're like, oh, this must be fate. Like we're
Yeah.
getting back. We're like finally getting
He's-
our shot.
yeah.
Like this is the stuff of movies. This
Yeah.
is the stuff of books. Like you go through all of this and then you get back with the person you're supposed to be with and you finally give it a
Right.
shot. And then for it to fizzle so quickly and to end so badly.
Yeah.
Like,
and to be so, I mean, it seems like she did not expect to get as much hate for it as she did.
no, she didn't.
Which that's on her probably for not seeing that one coming. But, you know, yeah, like I think that's a lot to deal with probably of like, this wasn't what I thought it would be. I've built it up in my head. I'm trying to avoid thinking about my long relationship that just ended. I thought this could be the thing for me. And then I'm getting like vitriol for it. And he kind of sucks. And you know,
like I'm
it's not
trying
what I
to
thought it would
change
be.
him. I'm trying to
Yeah.
change him. He's not changing. He actually
Right.
does suck. He is the smallest man who's ever lived. He
Yeah.
didn't live up to my expectations. Like
Yeah.
it's not so much. I mean, it is, I'm sure, partly about like the relationship with him being painful, but
Yeah.
also just everything is so painful.
Yeah,
You got out of this
everything.
long relationship. You gave away your youth. These years you'll never get back with this
Yeah.
guy who never could grow up and never could commit to you. And now you think, you know, this bright like hope of redemption, and then
Right.
he disappoints you and you're in horrible press for it.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Does it still sometimes cringe to listen
Yeah.
to Love of My to LOML and be like,
Yeah.
this is about Ratty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy. But
But
You know,
I do
this
get
makes
it because she's not saying he was the love of her life. She's saying he's the loss of her life.
yeah.
And that she put all this hope on him for so long. He was always, they always had a candle for each other.
Yeah. Now it's obviously never going to be lit again. I will say, I think maybe, is this a safe place to
Yeah.
say that maybe the vault tracks and the 3 a.m. tracks and the double albums, like maybe just put out a really good album. And some songs could have probably been cut off, you know? But I say that was my initial thought. And I made a list of 15 songs that I thought would have been a better album, just one. But I have seen a lot of people doing that, and every single person has a different list of songs. So it makes me think, you know, some of these weren't for me. I probably am not going to be fans of them. But everyone has like a different vibe. So I do feel like maybe, yeah, she should have just put them all out. But that was my initial feeling, was like, there are some songs on here that maybe shouldn't have made it out into the world.
This is 31 whole songs.
Yeah.
I will say that honestly, I think at this point in her career, she's like, okay, what have I haven't done? It. Let me just release all
Yeah.
31. Like,
And I think,
what am I trying to prove to anybody? Like,
yeah. No, who cares? Yeah. This album to me also, I did see someone on TikTok where I was like, are you new here? She said, she was talking about Thank You Amy with which I love that song. I can't even lie. But with
Yeah.
the capital KIM. She's
Yeah.
like, she has never been so explicit about who songs are about. And I was like,
are you
no,
new here?
This is a return. This is a return to the Taylor Swift that I first loved, you know? Like,
she literally, would name
where
drop
she's
people.
yeah, she was very explicit. You know, I think about which song is it that's about Joe Jonas, where the intro is the same length as the voicemail that he broke up with her with. Like, she's been extremely clear.
She's so unhinged. One
So
thing
this
about
to
this
me was like, we're back. We're so back because she's being so vulnerable, and I mean, from like Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, all of those were way more cryptic. Like, is this about real life? Is this about fake life? You know? And this was like, oh, this is my journal. This is my diary entry.
oh, this was unhinged.
yeah. Yeah.
There are so many moments in this album that are so unbelievably deranged and unhinged. It's just like, girl, you're crazy. But
Yes.
also like,
But I love it.
me too.
Yeah.
Like, she's like me.
She's just like me.
We're the same.
Yes. If you've ever been through a heartbreak that just devastated you in your life, you've been there. You know what I mean? You've been like, you've said some crazy things. You've if you've, like, people express them in different ways. Not everyone's going to write 2 albums about it, but I think, you know, I don't know. Like, I think everyone's been there where you're like, hey, I was actually insane for a little bit and I'm back. And I'm excited for her next album because I think it'll be happier. I hope.
Me too. Okay. So, what are your fave tracks?
Okay, let me just read you what I would have made my album. And this is
Okay.
in the order I would have put it. So these are probably my favorites, I guess. And I honestly have not been, like, I really just listened to these one by one and put my notes, and this was my thoughts. So I would have started it with How Did It End? I thought that would have been a better lead single, actually.
Oh, that was good.
And
Yeah.
the starting track, I didn't really like Fortnite, just to be honest, as
Oh,
much.
really?
Although I love Post Malone, and it's growing on me. But my first listen, I was like, okay. Anyways, then I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, obviously. And
Oh, that
that's
song.
a
That
bop.
song is deranged. It makes me feel guilty to be
Yeah.
a Swiftie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
But I
I'm
get
so
it.
sorry for making you perform for me.
Yeah.
And at the end she goes, I'm devastated. Or she
Yeah.
says, I'm
I'm
miserable.
and nobody knows.
I'm like, oh my God, she held
My
nothing
bad.
back.
Yeah,
Okay.
my
Anyways,
bad.
keep on going.
Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. The Alchemy, that's one of my faves, respectfully. Also, So Long London, I kept that as track 5. Then I would have followed that with Thank You, Amy.
That is the most track 5 of all track 5s.
Oh, yeah. And it's so good.
And it should be exalted.
Yes, forever. And I don't care. The haters of that song can be dead to me. Cassandra, I love that one. But Daddy, I Love Him. I also love that one.
Oh.
I said on my notes, unfortunately, I love this song because I had seen some lyrics. I did not stay up to listen to this. I waited till Friday morning because I'm just not a night person. So I had seen some lyrics of that song and I was like, oh God, this is so cringe. And then I heard it. I'm like,
No,
love
because
it.
because that's one of my favorite tracks too. And at first I was like, this is about Ratty. This is embarrassing. But also she knows it's embarrassing because of the rest of the album. So I'm like, okay.
yeah.
But
It's like
also,
self-aware.
yes, she's like, I sound like a sorry, I gotta stop swearing on this podcast.
That's okay.
I am such a brat and I'm
Yeah.
Delulu. And
Yeah.
also that song is for the girlies who have religious trauma. The whole like, let me tell you something right now. I'd
Yeah.
rather burn oh my gosh. I
Yes.
felt that in my DNA. All right, keep going.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Then The Black Dog. Love that one. Florida. I love that one.
Florida.
And I love Florence. Like,
What
they
hell
need
of a
to do more.
drug. Oh man, yeah.
They need to do more. Who's Afraid a Little of Me? I love that. So High School, respectfully, I love it. And I don't care for all the haters out there taking screenshots of the lyrics of that song. Maybe you've never been happy in your life. You've never been in love. or
I'm
you never
sorry.
went to high
Maybe
school.
you've never been immature because of how in love you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're a nerd and you've never done anything cool in your life.
Or at least like the feeling of like just being so into someone that you don't even care. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
sorry.
Like
For you.
that's the whole point is that she's like,
Yeah.
again, she's saying this is so high school.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's
it is
cool or
immature.
adult to be like giggling, kicking my feet while my boyfriend, my
Yes.
34-year-old boyfriend's friends are playing Call of Duty. But guess what? I'm so in love that I'm
I don't
doing
care.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
then-
Literally make it
Yes.
part of the fabric of my humanity. I
Yes,
love that song.
I love that song. And then last three, Love of My Life or Loss of My Life, whatever you want to say, LOM, Claire Bow, and I would have ended it with the manuscript, which I thought was a really strong finish to the second part of the album. So that's mine, but I mean, that's just, yeah, obviously. I think my tops are all of those, actually.
Okay.
What are your faves?
I'm
Or any we didn't talk
really
about.
surprised you didn't say Down Bad.
I did not like that song.
Really?
So
Okay.
it was like, I am in middle school and I just learned I can say the F word and I'm going to say it a lot. That's how I felt about the song.
I saw a TikTok and it was a widow singing
Oh.
that song. And she was like, this song, she was like, you know, get if I can't have him, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, this is so sad. So now every time I hear that song, I
That
think
actually
about,
makes me like it more.
yeah, I think that's part of the reason I love it so much is I'm like, oh my God, like,
That is sad.
I might, you know, I might as well die. It would make no difference. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like, this song, I
That's
relate
a way
to
more
it.
sad interpretation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Long London,
interested.
obvi. Also, have you seen the stuff about the beginning sounding like wedding bells? Like so long, long, long. I know. But Daddy, I Love Him. Obviously, I
Yeah.
love that song.
I love that song.
Who's
I said
Afraid of
about
Little
that
Me?
song when she said I write bad men the best. She wasn't lying.
She was not lying. She wants a disgusting, ratty, cigarette
To
smelling,
break her heart. Yeah.
functioning alcoholic with probably some missing teeth. That's what she wants. Okay. Who's Afraid of Little Me? Obviously.
Excellent. Yeah.
The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived
Yeah.
is a systematic takedown of a human being.
Yeah. Jehovah's Witness suit is the funniest thing I've ever heard anyone say. And it's so true because he wears that stupid suit.
Yeah, she said, you deserve prison, but you won't get time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wild.
Ooh. And also The Prophecy is sad as a former person who nobody ever loved.
Also, I saw an edit. I should have sent it to you, but this is before we started sending each other edits. This one actually made me the most sad of any of the edits I've seen so far. And it was from the TV show The Chosen, and it was Mary about Jesus.
Stop it.
It was so sad.
Stop it.
Okay, obviously this is not what she wrote that about, but I was crying because I'm like, yeah, this song, R.I.P. Mary, Mother of God, you would have loved The Prophecy.
Rip Virgin Mary, you would have loved Tortured Poets Department. But
I mean, it made me so sad because I'm like, yeah, that would be really sad if your son had to die and you were like, God, please. Anyways, I love The Prophecy.
Also, I skipped So High School, but I love that. I mean, I think with a 31 song double album, which it's probably too long. No album needs to be this long. I will probably come around to different songs at different times.
Absolutely.
But these are the ones that are standing out to me.
That's what I said. This was my first, full listen through. That was my initial reaction. I'm sure there'll be other songs when I go back, they'll jump out. That's how it goes with every album. So
yeah,
I'm excited
I would say
keep listening to it
right now. But Daddy, I Love Him is it's right there at the top. I love it. So also, I've been sending you a ton of Hunger Games edits. My TikTok is just full of Hunger Games edits with these songs.
So many.
And the one I sent you, a Finnick to I Could Do It With a Broken Heart. That one, literally, I'm like, I need to be committed.
Don't even talk to me about Finnick Odair. That to me,
please stop
I could cry
please.
on cue just thinking about Finnick and how he just went through so much, and then he finally got to be happy for one day.
And then he just died. Yeah. So that was cool.
That's horrible. So
also, okay, and then we'll actually get to the content of the episode. But in what's that song? The one about being crazy.
Which one?
All of them. Who's Afraid of Little Me? Which is said, you wouldn't last a minute in the asylum where they raised me. I was like, that was insane. Anyways, all right.
No, that one. Yeah, can't even talk about it. So let's go.
We'll get into it. So
what we're here to discuss in the Tortured Podcasters department
is pairing Taylor Swift songs with books that we think have the same vibe. Yeah. Obviously, if you want, obviously Taylor Swift is a book girly. She has many references to literature and poetry and myth in her music. You can read a bunch of articles online about that we could just regurgitate to you, and that's not fun. But
I would love Taylor Swift to be on Goodreads or Storygraph and share what she actually does read.
Yeah.
She obviously is a book girly, like you said, but it's not like she's out. That's too much power. I understand that. She can't go recommending books or saying she doesn't like books, but I would just love to know what she should put out Barack does with the songs of the year. She should put out books of the year that I really loved or something. I would love to see that.
She's too powerful.
Yeah,
she's too powerful.
But you know what? Oprah did it and she changed people's lives. If
that's
it's
true.
all positive, these are 10 books I loved this year or whatever.
Anyways, and do it at the end of the year. But anyways, just rapid fire. She's referenced Alice in Wonderland, Shakespeare, William Wordsworth, The Great Gatsby, Peter Pan, Romeo and Juliet, The Scarlet Letter, The Secret Garden, The Slaughterhouse-Five, and much more. She just loves weaving in bits of poetry and literature into her music, which is really fun, and also provides a way for fans to really understand more hidden meaning if they understand the context of the work that's drawn from, which is one thing that her fans love about her. But we're not doing that today. We are talking about a wine and cheese pairing, essentially.
Yes.
So who should go first?
And a song. You go first.
Okay. My first pairing. The songs I would like to pair are, so I kind of cheated. I did a little mashups. Mad Woman and Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. These songs give female rage. They give I'm insane. They give you call me crazy. Yeah, I get more crazy. What about that? And when you say I seem angry, I get more angry. And the line that always gives me chills from Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is when she says, so I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street, crash the party like a record scratch as I scream, who's afraid of little old me? It's insane.
It's really giving Wanda of WandaVision fame.
Yes.
That's
the levitating. Like,
yeah,
the
levitating.
You tried to hang me. Yeah. I escaped and now I'm levitating down your street. Yeah, I was tame. I was gentle till the circus life made me mean. Don't worry, folks. We took out all her teeth. So, I'm pairing this with Circe by Madeline Miller. Madeline Miller is great. This is a fictionalized story of based on Circe of Greek myth. And she is all about female rage. She was kind of banished to an island where she is like a sorceress, and she is vengeful, and men come up on her island and she does stuff to them. And it's also about like her hard exterior but her soft inside and how she really wants love. And she turns men into swine, and it's lit, but also she has a real heart. She's still a woman, and there's like a real person under there. It's great. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, she also wrote Song of Achilles, which I'll be mentioning later. And that one is better in my opinion, but I also liked Circe. It's really great. And I think it totally fits the vibes of like, I want to express my anger at the patriarchy. This book is for you.
I love that. I have this on my stack of physical TBR books that it's been there for a long time. So I really need to get to it eventually.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Libby holds come in, to get to the actual physical books you have.
That's so true.
But it's there, and it will be got soon.
Yeah, when it's a mood read for sure. Yeah. I don't think you can pick it at any time, but like if you are feeling that vibe, I'd pick it up. Yeah.
Love
it.
What's
your first?
Okay, my first is a book I've semi-recently talked about on the pod, and it's Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma Albin. And I picked this, obviously, because it does have a Taylor Swift lyric title from Dress,
Yes, it does.
But I actually think a better song to describe this book, although I like that line, I don't want you like a best friend, because it's about two friends who fall in love, whatever. So yeah, if you don't remember the plot of this book, I guess before I reveal my second song, is that it is a historical romance, gasp, of Regency era, two friends who are, on the society trying to find the husband, but they both kind of are in love with each other, and they're trying to kind of find out a way that they can be together. They're two women, and obviously in those days, and sometimes in these days,
not allowed.
But definitely in those days, not allowed. So but it's so fun. But I did pick a sad song, which is really how I reverse engineered this. I was like, my favorite, probably, I don't know, maybe one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs of all time. I don't know if I want to say the favorite, but it's up there. Maybe the favorite is Exile with Bon Iver. Because I thought this line describes exactly the kind of book I want to read, which is, I can see you staring, honey, like he's just your understudy, like you get your knuckles bloody for me. First time I heard that, it rocked me to my core. And I think this sums up this book because there's a lot of like, them having to watch each other dance with guys, and one of them ends up getting engaged through the course of the book, not to spoil too much, and having to watch the person you love fall in love with someone else or be with someone else, whatever capacity. Like, I wanted to find a book that matched up with that vibe, and this is the one I could think of, especially since the title also pays homage to Taylor Swift. But yeah, I love a book like that. I love pining. I love like a little bit of sadness. This book is very happy overall, but there's a little bit of that like
yearning.
Yeah,
yearning. The yearning. Love on the Spectrum girls. Yes, no.
One of my favorite people on Love on the Spectrum, Connor.
Must I write you?
Exactly.
What does he say? he said, "Must I write you a poem?"
He's just like, it's just a date. I love it. But that's what I want in a book, you know. I want yearning. So this book has some of that, and it's very fun. And she has a sequel coming out that is also a Taylor Swift title, and now I cannot remember what it's going to be called. So let me find it really fast. You're the Problem, It's You. And that one's supposed to be enemies to lovers. So she's going that Swiftie theme, but I
Good
really
for
liked it.
her.
It was fun. So and
Get your money.
But if you guys have more yearning book recommendations, send them to me. I feel like it's
Don't
so
send them to
hard
me.
to find, you know?
Send them to Emily. I don't want that.
Shout out. Valid.
Okay. My next book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Obviously, we cannot talk about Seven Husbands. We can't talk about Taylor Swift in books without talking about Seven Husbands.
Yeah.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is a book by Taylor Jenkins Reid about this famous movie star named Evelyn Hugo and her seven husbands, and maybe, just maybe, she was also with her in romantic love with her friend Celia, and she is finally telling her story in the form of biography. And I am a part-time Gaylor. I say part-time Gaylor because I believe there are credible nods to her being queer or having a relationship with a woman in the past. But I want to separate myself from the Gaylors who believe that every relationship she has with a man is fake.
Yeah.
I think that that's strange. So,
much like sexuality, Gaylors are spectrum.
Right. Exactly.
And some of them are, yeah.
Right.
Anyways.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a part-time Gaylor. I'm not a Hetler. Let's just say that. I think that there's good. She has given us a lot of evidence or clues that could potentially be that she had a relationship with Karlie Kloss, at least. But anyways, a lot of people drew similar connections between Evelyn Hugo and Taylor Swift. And there's so the song that I'm comparing those to are Maroon and The Last Great American Dynasty. Maroon, because the first time I listened to that song, I was like, this feels like a song that's about a girl. She said, "Carnations that you had thought were roses, that's us." And she said, you know, it was so scarlet, it was maroon. Like, it was so wrong, you know, that it was maroon. So anyways, that's what I've always thought. I'm not the only one to think that. In The Last Great American Dynasty, because it's a song that's telling a story about a historical figure who's wealthy and rich and famous. A lot of public speculation, a lot of rumors about, okay, did she kill the neighbor's dog? What?
Yeah.
And then Taylor Swift bought her house. So if you like the vibe of those things mashed together and you've been living under a rock and you haven't read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I really recommend it. It's a great book. Really enjoyable, really well written. We love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and we could not leave her out, of course.
Of course not. Yeah, I think this book, it also goes back to our memoirs episode. If you guys go listen to that, we requested a memoir from Taylor Swift, and I would love nothing more than her to one day. I think it's very possible with enough time. Like, obviously not now, but when she was Evelyn Hugo's age, would she consider writing a memoir? I think absolutely, and I would love to read it.
Just saying, like, here's all the stuff you guys speculated about, and here's the truth of it.
Here's what it was like. I would love that. So I pray for that day. Okay. My next one is a book I have been trying to figure out how to bring up on the pod forever. And maybe I have talked about it before, but I don't think I have. It's The Devil Comes Courting by Courtney Milan. And I read this book several years ago, and I still think about it all the time. And I honestly should reread it because it's been some time. Excuse me. But it is a romance. It's actually also a historical romance, which is funny. But
look at you. Are you me?
I know. But I feel like, yeah, I don't read a ton of romance books, I guess. So, you know, there's not that much to choose from. And ones I haven't talked about before anyway. So, but this one is an excellent one. I think what I don't like, and what I do like about both of these romance books that I'm talking about, historical romances, is I don't like when like everything is historical. I like some modern sensibilities in a historical setting. So I like that in the first one, they are like queer and trying to figure out how to be together, and there's accepting people in their lives. It's not like so depressing. And then also this one, there's like a little bit of like feminism and like working within the rules of that time period, but you know, a little bit of modernity. So anyways, this one follows a character whose name I don't recall, but she's adopted. She is, I believe, from China, and then was kind of adopted by some English missionaries, if you know what I mean. Like, she had a perfectly fine, loving home, but she lived with them or whatever, and so her name is Amelia Smith. She was taken as a child by English missionaries, and then she's like, I have no interest in like getting arranged married. I don't really want to be a part of the society. Like, she is kind of like inventive and really intelligent and wants to like have a job and be on her own, you know, life, but obviously can't really do that. But then she meets Captain Grayson Hunter, and he is like, there's a lot of fascinating stuff in this, but he's on a mission to like sail around the world and lay the wiring in the ocean for a worldwide telegraphic network, so people can send telegraphs, you know, across the seas, which I had never given any thought to how that worked before. But he's like working really hard on that. And part of this is he needs, I forget, obviously it's been like 3 years since I read this, so I don't remember what exactly he needs from her, but she, I believe, speaks Chinese, and he needs her to help translate. So he hires her to actually work on this mission with him. And of course they end up falling in love, and it's a very slow burn, but super good.
Another thing you love.
I love, yeah, you're right. But I just like how, so the song, I picked two songs for this, but one of them is The Man, obviously, because her whole thing is like, I want to live a man's life. I don't want to get married just to get married. I want to, you know, have a career, and I want to do these things with my life. And she's given that opportunity. So I like that. But you know, like, I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, you know? And then also I picked King of My Heart, but really I just think the vibes of Reputation, because the captain in this book, his brother had passed away, and he's like, has this kind of hardened exterior, and obviously she was taken from her family as a child, and is like not really open to falling in love because she doesn't want like kids or being married. Like, she doesn't want those traditional things. So it's kind of like the vibes of two broken people falling in love after pain, after like heartbreak or loss. And I think Reputation as an album is really like that, of like, I just wrote, is this the end of all the endings? My broken bones are mending. So it's not necessarily like they both have been heartbroken and they're falling in love, but they've both just been through a lot, or like have this hardened shell and have to kind of find a way to fall in love in the midst of all that. So this is a really excellent book. Again, I don't always love historical romance, and this is like top tier for me. It's so good. It was just like excellent storytelling, and I really like when something's well researched. So this book also taught me a lot about the telegraphic stuff, and it felt very, you know, like, oh, this is so interesting. So, you know, I think we talked about that our last episode, like when you learn something while you're reading, it's kind of fun. So anyways, highly recommend. And if you like Reputation or The Man, you should read this.
I will have to add that to my list. That sounds really good. Cute.
You should.
And I love Reputation so much.
Oh yeah, me too. Nothing has topped it, but for me.
Yeah, I love Reputation. Okay. My last book is The Song of Achilles, which is one of my favorite books I read last year. It is it's just so incredibly beautiful, but it is also based on Greek myth. It's also by Madeline Miller. And it is the story of Achilles and Patroclus, and their friendship / their deep soul tie relationship. And she kind of imagines what that would have been like for them. And it is, you know, a devastating ending. And the songs I picked, one of the audios often goes around on TikTok referencing this book. It's like, he is half my soul, as the poets say. Ugh. I could know him by touch alone, by smell. Their love is so beautiful. And it takes many different forms, from friends to brothers to lovers to companions. I mean, it's just like, and it's so self-sacrificial for each other. It's like, it's just beautiful. War epic plus epic romance. Like, it's so much more than just a romance book. I wouldn't even really call it that.
No, it's like
it's love. It's incredible. I love it. It's so good. So I had to pick some heartbreaking songs, a heartbreaking duo of songs. The first song I picked is "It's Nice to Have a Friend."
Yeah.
From Lover, because they are friends. And also that song, like the way that the song is structured, talks about, you know, when you're in the song, like the character of a song, if it's her or for someone else, meets somebody else, and they are, when they're kids, and they really are just friends. And as time goes by, it's like, oh, like I have this partner that I love and who loves me. And isn't it nice to have a friend? And friendship in the context of relationship, of a romantic relationship, which I think is so fitting for Achilles and Patroclus, because there's so much more than just lovers, you know?
Yeah.
And then I paired that with LOML, The Loss of My Life. A new song for some people, so I'll read some of the lyrics. Please. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. You and I go from one kiss to getting married. Still alive, killing time at the cemetery. Never quite buried. In your suit and tie, in the nick of time, you low down boy, you stand up guy, you holy ghost, you told me I'm the love of your life. You said I'm the love of your life about 1 million times. And at the end of the song, she says, "You're the loss of my life," which is, when I heard that, it was genuinely gutting. But there is like a sweet ending to this story, which I will not spoil. Yeah. And if you haven't read it, oh my God, please. You have to.
Yeah. I'd say too, like, I put off reading this book for so long because it seemed really overhyped. And also I was kind of like, what is this even? But you guys don't even know. So just read it.
Like, Mr. Vice President. Mr. Jefferson. Senator Burr. What is this?
Exactly. You're trying to put all the pieces together, but you can't know until you read it. So just do it.
Love it.
My last one actually did kind of a double barrel last one. So one, I won't spend too much time on.
Well, I almost put this too, but then I was like, oh, Emily's going to put this. So we co-endorse.
The Count of Monte Cristo is Look What You Made Me Do. Literally need no further explanation.
What you made me do.
Yes. Honey, I rose up from the grave. I do it all the time. I made a list of
literally.
Yours is in red underline. Honestly, I always liked Look What You Made Me Do. I'm a Look What You Made Me Do truther. I liked it from the second I heard it.
The best video of all time.
The best music video ever. But this reading The Count of Monte Cristo made me love it even more, because it's like every time I listen to it, I just think of Dante's coming back. Everyone thinks he's dead. He's getting his revenge. Okay, number 4. Also, I'll link my Count of Monte Cristo playlist. I have made an entire Spotify playlist. This song is on there. I think there's another Taylor Swift song on there as well, so you can listen to that. Number 4. I had to bring this up, and I haven't even finished reading this, but I did invest some time into it to prep for this episode. It's a fan fiction by Miss King Bean 89.
I'm like behind. Like, I keep seeing this, but I don't know what it's about.
Okay,
so educate me.
I'm gonna also, if you're really deep in on this lore, you're gonna think I sound stupid as well, because I am really new to this. But there's a fan fiction called All the Young Dudes by Miss King Bean 89. Okay, I'll just leave you with that. And it is a Marauders fanfic, which I have always avoided because it makes me so sad. Like, thinking of
okay, for people whose brains aren't as rotten, that is the Marauders from Harry Potter, which is James, Lupin,
Remus Lupin, and Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew. And yeah, the idea is, if you aren't a Harry Potter person, is that these are, so one of them is Harry Potter's dad. The rest of them are characters in the books, but they were children together. They went to Hogwarts together. They were best friends. And then one of them is betrayed by Peter. So James is betrayed by Peter, which leads to his ultimate death. And then Peter kind of goes to the dark side, fakes his own death, so they all think he's dead. Sirius is put in prison for Peter's death, which we know he didn't do. And then Remus is like the only one left, and he has his own problems. So that just devastated me to think about Four Friends. And I just want to say, J.K. Rowling is extremely problematic, but also stupid, because instead of this Fantastic Beasts stuff, if she had gone with a Marauders like prequel,
oh my God,
I mean, people would have died. They would have lost their minds. People have been dreaming of that for years. So this fan fiction is telling that story, and a lot of fan fiction or just fans of the books have projected a non-canon romance. Not that it couldn't be, but it's not mentioned in the books, between Sirius Black and Remus Lupin. And I know any Marauder fanfic is going to be depressing, so I have never read them. But I've started to read this one, and I'm already all the way in. So people have speculated, for reasons that I'm sure there is lengthy documents on Reddit about, and I'll try to find some to link in the show notes for people to get more information. But for various reasons, I think, especially the 89, people have speculated that this fanfic author, what if it's Taylor Swift? And I will say, this fanfiction was either written, it's like 2018 or 2019, so it's not like recent, when she's obviously had no time. It's, from a quieter time in her life. That's very possible. It's on Archive of Our Own, and it is 188 chapters. So again, I am just a toe into this book, but it's telling the whole story. It's starting from their first year at Hogwarts, and it's already very
wow, that sounds so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It could be her, and if it's not, the biggest salute of all time to Miss King Bean 89 for getting your bag right now and getting the respect you deserve. Yes. Way to go.
So I will just say, though, that the songs that go with this, people are referencing, especially on the most recent album. There's the song The Black Dog, which Sirius is a person who could transform into a black dog. There's a song called Peter. There's a song called The Prophecy. So people are citing that as evidence. Like the lyrics from the song Peter, I've heard great things, Peter, but life was always easier on you than it was on me. And sometimes it gets me when crossing your jet stream. We both did the best we could do underneath the same moon in different galaxies. Okay, so that's all. But some people are saying, I think even if she's not Miss King Bean 89, maybe she is at least aware, of this kind of ship or this fanfic. So
and alluding to,
and
tipping her hat to, because to me, because I think that Peter could totally be, when I heard Peter, me, like many people, related it to Cardigan. And Peter losing Wendy now waiting on Peter, and he's never grown up enough to come and be with her.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think The Prophecy is very much giving Harry Potter as well. So I wrote that, that was my first note I wrote down when listening to it before I saw any of this discussion. So yeah. Anyways.
Interesting. Let us know your thoughts.
I very much doubt that this is actually Taylor Swift, but I think so far this fan fiction is excellent. It's very long, and I am prepared to be devastated because the author says at the beginning, this is there's some non-canon things, in this book. I think Remus his father is dead, and he's kind of in a troubled boys home. I don't know if that's actually ever alluded to. So there's some things in their backstory, but she says everything else will follow in the canon of what we know. And so obviously it's going to be depressing, but I'm ready to be hurt, So anyways, I'll let you guys know what I think after I finish it, but that's all I have to say. If you guys have read this fan fiction, please weigh in, because I'm fascinated. And I would Taylor Swift, she gives fan fiction author vibes, you know?
Oh,
like, I think she
totally.
would write a fan fiction. Well, has she? I don't know. But would she? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
she would.
Yeah.
I mean, she's almost certainly written something, even if she hasn't published it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you like to write songs, I'm sure you like to write other things. And if you're in this big into literature, which she seems to be, again, I'm sure she's written other types of things.
100%. Okay. Books we've read recently. That is something you've read recently, or is there something else you wanted to share about?
No, that's something I'm currently reading. But recently I read a book you recommended, a book I started previously when it came in on Libby, and then there's too many books and I never finished it. And then I remembered I own this book, which I don't even remember where I got it. So I read it all on Friday after work in one sitting. And it's The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley.
Fun.
Because I have been like, I want to read a good thriller so bad, and I forgot that I have this book. So I was just all in. So this is this book. I really liked her book, The Guest List, and you've read her other book, I think,
Hunting Party.
The Hunting Party, and then we both have now read this book, and it's about this girl Jess, and she kind of flees England to go live with her half brother in Paris in this apartment complex, and he's like, yeah, you can come, sure, but not really wanting her to come. But he didn't say she couldn't, so she's there, and she basically has no money, no job, and no prospects. But when she gets to the apartment, her brother is not there, and things are really weird, and his keys are still there, his wallet's still there, but he's not there. And his cat has like a little spot of blood on him. And also she finds his necklace that he like never takes off. And so, you know, odd. So she's trying to figure out what happened, but she can't really go to the police because she has her own, you know, troubles. And so this is kind of her trying to figure out what's happening. It's very creepy. Very creepy. I remember this is why I stopped reading it the first, because I started reading it at night, and then I was getting freaked out. And so then I stopped reading it, and then it got returned to Libby. But there's a good twist. There's a really good twist in this one. And I think Lucy Foley is really good at, like, it's a pretty run of the mill, you know, thriller in terms of the structure, but she's really good at like tying up all the loose ends and making you feel really resolved at the end, and like, you know, not crazy twists that feel like they come out of nowhere. It's like, okay, I see where we got here, but still like really maintaining that suspense. So to me, if I like, she's a person I know I can read her books and I'm going to enjoy the thriller experience. So I really like this book. Yeah, that's what I've read recently.
Yeah, she's very like, she makes books really addicting. Like, you can't stop reading it.
Like, yeah, I literally couldn't stop. I didn't stop until I finished reading this book. And it's not too long, so it's a good
super
binge-worthy.
bingeable.
Yeah, that's what I've read.
Well, I have another thriller. I said,
Ooh.
Abigail, you have to stop. Like, I said, Abigail, you can't only read historical romance. I'm telling you, since March 22nd, I have read like maybe 15 something like that, like historical romances. I need to stop.
Substantial.
So I said, okay, let me take a break. And I realized that Rachel Hawkins has a new book. It's called The Heiress.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
And it was available on Kindle Unlimited, which I was like, girl, what are you doing on Kindle Unlimited?
Yeah.
But anyways, I read it and it's good. So this is also fun because it is set in Western North Carolina near Asheville, which is where my parents live. And so I felt very much like I knew the place, and I felt very
I love that.
like I could really imagine things. But it is about this couple named Camden and Jules, who live in Colorado. Camden is the adopted son of a very famous and wealthy heiress named Ruby McTavish. And Ruby McTavish is famous for a few things. One, going missing for 3 months when she was like 2-3 years old.
Oh.
and then being miraculously returned to her family.
Oh.
Another thing she's famous for is for being married 4 times and all 4 of her husbands being dead.
Oh.
And now she is gone. And her adopted son, Camden, is the sole heir of her entire fortune. But his cousins and aunts, his aunt and cousins all live at the family estate near Asheville. And it's been years since Ruby's death, and they're having all of these problems with the house, and they need Camden to come and sort some stuff out because he holds all of the purse strings for the family.
Sure.
So Jules is like, no, let's go. Like, this is our house. Like, we have this fortune that we're not using. And turns out Camden has some secrets. Jules has some secrets. Everybody else has some secrets. We get multiple points of view. We also get letters from the late Ruby McTavish telling her side of the story. Letters to whom? We don't know. We're just reading the letters. And it is not super long. There was a lot of it I guessed until the last twist at the end. I did not guess. Okay. So there is a reward at the end for the faithful, and it was really fun. And if you like her other stuff, you'll like this too.
Love it. It's on hold.
I highly recommend.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it.
I can't wait to read it.
And like, this is not her first book that's set in the South. The Wife Upstairs is set in Alabama. Like, obviously, clearly Rachel Hawkins has some ties to the South because she's written a bunch of books there and she gets it and she knows what it's like. So shout out to her. She's one of us, but
one of us.
I recommend.
Awesome. Love it. Can't wait to read it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this episode.
Bye, guys. And start reading Happy Place today.
Oh,
and
yes.
Come back in 2 weeks and we'll be talking about it.
Yeah, we are talking about Happy Place in 2 weeks. If you have any questions or any things that you want us to mention, hit us up on Instagram.
I can't wait imagining my future self. By the time you're listening to this, I have Happy Place in my hand. So that's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
Let's go.
All right. Bye guys.